Hey guys, hi YouTube. So somebody requested I do a video on how I got over my shyness. So I thought that would be a fun video to do. So here it is. Um, okay, as you watching my other video, I did say that I was bullied in junior high through high school. So basically, I emotionally abused for so long. I believed all the things like all those kids told me. Most of my bullying was really had to do with me being African. All the things that all those kids watch in National Geographic, they try to say all that towards me, and for so long I believed it. So one of the things I realized about my shyness that it had to do with insecurities and not having enough confidence. That's really where it stemmed from. I was holding my head down. I didn't want to talk to people because of everything I believed that people told me. I really did believe all those negative things they told me about Africa and all that. I really didn't think anything good of Africa after a while, and I was like, I'm African, so there's something is definitely wrong with me. So there was no way for me to be confident or to not be shy when I just believed all these negative things. So that's one of the first things, is to get to the root of why you are shy. You have to definitely figure that out. I figured out I had insecurities, and these insecurities were coming from all these things that have been said about me. So there was no way for me to feel proud of myself and to be confident. I couldn't. So that's the one thing. You definitely have to figure that out and figure out what is making you shy. What are you shy about? Because that's one of the once I took the time to actually realize, I realized all these things were not true. So once I realized that they were not true, I was able to move on and kind of shut down all the emotional things that were going on in my head, that made me go like this, like I wanted to just hide from people all the time. That was one of the first things I did, was just to shut down all these thoughts that I had about me that were negative and just ignore everything else. Really, I did. But you have to definitely, the second thing is to make the effort that you want to change it. When you get tired of like just always hiding, and you don't want people to talk to people, and you get tired of being in your little corner, you have to make the effort and say, you know what, I want to change this. Just like everything else in life, I made an effort that I was so tired of having a voice inside, but I couldn't really speak out loud enough for people to hear me. I really got fed up with that. I had some ideas, I couldn't share them. Sometimes in the classroom I had a question I really didn't ask, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, what is the teacher's going to think about me? Or what is this person going to think about me? I basically had all these doubts going on in my head that I just couldn't come to my full potential. And that's one thing about shyness. It can kind of stop you from reaching your full potential. You might have a good idea at work, but somebody will say it first because you were too shy to say it, and then the other person gets promoted. And you don't want to go through that. So you do have to make the effort that you do want to change it, and then take the steps to change it. Realize the problem and solve the whole thing solution. So that's the first thing. Another thing that I did that helped me a lot was to build my self-confidence through different things. I definitely talked to random people. I started dressing better. I really did, more colorful, more cheery. And then I really, really looked in the mirror and had to, even now I still do that. I have to look at myself and ask myself what is true about me, and what do I know are my strengths. And I know my weaknesses, but then I try not to focus too much on them. I try to just think of all the strengths that I have, all the positive things about me, because my positives are way much more than my negatives. So I'm like, that's enough to build my self-confidence, enough to make me get over me holding my head down, that I don't have anything to say because I think, oh, I'm not smart enough, or I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough. All that stuff can easily be shut down by all the positive things I know about me. So that's definitely something I had to do. It's like a little assignment, list all these things in my head. I did it. It helped. Another thing was just having really positive people in my life. My mom, who's really strong. Anytime I doubted myself and I was like, oh, mom, I'm not pretty. Oh, mom, I'm this and that, she would always, talk to me. We have some mandazi, chapati, ugali, or whatever, sukuma wiki. Kenyans know, we had that. The next day I woke up, I was okay, started all over again, come back home, I'm like, I'm feeling down. We talk about it and we get over it. So you have to have somebody you talk to, somebody who brings out the best in you. Even if a group of people that bring out the best in you, you definitely need that. The best in you also meaning that they can kind of poke you a little bit to get you talking even when you don't want to, or they get you kind of like shaken up a little bit so you can start kind of being more sociable, more approachable kind of thing. So you definitely need those kind of people. Hang around with those people. Another thing I did is take risks. Before I would never talk to a random person. Now I can easily do that, say hello, and not feel like, oh my gosh, I just said hello to that person. I can do that, but it's all work in progress and steps by step. It's not easy. You just have to start slow, and maybe go out with friends and talk to random people and do random things, like I don't know, do something random that you wouldn't usually do. Get out of your comfort zone, because sometimes when you're in your comfort zone, you're more likely to stay shy because you're so comfortable with that area. You know, you have to get out of that. And one thing you can do, for example, is do YouTube videos. That's one thing to get out of your comfort zone, because now there are a million people out there who are watching you, and you're like, yeah, but it's going to help you kind of build up your confidence, especially when you get really great responses and no negative comments. You know, then you can really build up your self-esteem, and it also helps, you know, just build up your confidence. That definitely, another thing that helped me is also, yeah, doing YouTube videos definitely helped, because it freed me a little bit, because there's no one script on how to do it. You know, you basically talk about whatever you're passionate about. So that helps, because you feel like, hey, I have something to share with the world, and there's people who want to watch me. There's nothing wrong with that. So it kind of makes you feel a little better about yourself, and you feel like, hey, I'm not too bad on camera and all that stuff. So that helped a lot. I had to, you know, do a few retakes, but you know, it helped. I was like, I have something to offer. And then just really try to ignore what people say. People will always have something to say. So, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. Even when you are doing great things, people have something to say. So you have to definitely tune that voice, tune them out, and just stick to what you know and what you believe in and your accomplishments and all this great stuff about you. That's what you have to stick to. So once you have that there, you know, no, people can tell you all this stuff, but then you're like, you know what? They're not true. You're just being mean because you have your own issues, and you can ignore it. So definitely do that and just ignore what people say. Sorry about the fireworks. Yeah. So definitely, yeah, it takes time. You have to make the effort. Figure out what is true about you, and build up your self-confidence. I did do a video on that. And just do things out of your comfort zone. That is the only way to get over it. I remember the last thing that also helped, I forgot to say, was taking a public speaking class. The first day was kind of hell, but you know what? It helped me so much, because I can easily talk in front of people now, and I can easily talk to random people. I can be in a group of people, kind of, you know, be more sociable, and go around and say hello to people. I can easily do that now. I'm not like, oh my God, I want to hide, you know, there's somebody there. You know, I don't have to do that anymore. So you definitely just have to make the effort and just go out there and just say you want to make a change and do it. You know, that's all you have to do. Yeah, because I know once you get to the root of why you're really shy, then you start figuring out what you can do about it, and the things that you cannot do anything about, and then you move on. And yeah, so that is pretty much what I wanted to share. If you guys have any other things that that's helped you overcome your shyness, leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.